The quality of your data can either make or break your real estate company. So in this video, I'm going to talk about the absolute highest quality skip tracing sources that I personally use in my multiple seven-figure real estate company. What's going on, guys? If you are new to this channel, my name's James Hodges. I'm the founder of REI Game Changers, and this channel is all about sharing my best practices in scaling my real estate wholesaling company from ground zero to multiple seven figures, and the best practices that I see in helping dozens of wholesalers across the country scale their businesses to 6 figures per month and beyond. So in this video, we're going to be talking about the best sources of skip tracing if you're wanting the highest quality data in your real estate company. And let's be honest, guys, the quality of your data can either make or break your real estate company, because if you have a list that you are trying to get skip traced, and if you aren't familiar with skip tracing is basically taking somebody's name or their property address and finding out their contact information, so their phone number or their email address, and that allows you to reach out and contact the owner of these properties that you are trying to hunt down. Or if you're doing mass text marketing, ringless voicemails, cold calling, you've got to be able to get in touch with homeowners, and the quality of your data is greatly going to determine how effective your marketing campaigns are. And the reason why is because if you have a list of 10,000 people and your skip tracing accurately tracks down contact information for 50% of that list, that means that you only have a shot. You only have a chance of getting in contact with 5,000 people on that list of 10,000 people, 10,000 records. Now, if you have another data source, another skip tracing source that provides accurate contact information for 80 to 90% of your list of 10,000, that means that you have, 8,000 or 9,000 records of the 10,000 total records that you have accurate contact information for. And so with option one, and this happens all of the time in the real estate world, guys, if you have poor, low quality skip tracing data, then you may actually be getting a 50% hit rate on your skip tracing data, meaning that 50% of the numbers might be accurate, 50% of the numbers may not be accurate. And if sometimes, in many cases, if you're using some Fiverr skip tracing sources or other low quality skip tracing sources, sometimes it can be even lower than 50%. Now, that only gives you 50% chance of actually getting in contact with the right homeowner that you're actually trying to get in contact with. And so if you, on the other side, if you have a high quality skip tracing source, and that means that you are getting in front of 3,000 to 4,000 more people than with option A. So option B allows you to get in front of 3,000 to 4,000 more people just on that list of 10,000 property records. So the difference that can make in your business is a night and day difference. I mean, that's the difference between, in a 10,000 person list, that could be an extra 1, 2, 3, maybe even 4 deals just from that 10,000 record list, because you have high quality skip tracing data. Now, what does that equate to? If you're wholesaling and you are averaging $15,000 per deal, and you just get an extra 1 deal from that list of 10,000 people because you have high quality data, that's an extra $15,000 more that you wouldn't have gotten if you use low quality data. So, and that's on the low end. What if you got an extra 2 deals? That's an extra $30,000 more that you would not have gotten if you went the cheap route and used low quality data. Because so many people in this industry, I see, they get so caught up on the expenses, and they say, well, why would I pay $1,500 to get this list skip traced while I could pay $500 and get the list skip traced? When we're looking at the grand scheme of things here, guys, when we're looking at the grand scheme of things, you paid an extra $1,000 to get an extra $15,000 to $30,000. And so your return on investment in this situation is extraordinary compared to trying to save $1,000 on the front end to get half of the results or less. And so ultimately, in the long run, guys, it always pays off to pay a little bit more to get high quality data. Now, I don't want to beat a dead horse. We've discussed that. So what are the best data sources when it comes to skip tracing that you can utilize? So there are 3 companies that I'm going to recommend. And the reason I'm recommending 3 is because there are different types of skip tracing, meaning you may be driving for dollars and you need to skip trace a low volume of properties, meaning if you have one-off properties that you need to skip trace, you only have a handful of properties you need to skip trace. There are sources that are better for low volume skip tracing, and then there are sources that are better for high volume bulk skip tracing. And so I'm going to talk about both. And so when it comes to low volume skip tracing, meaning you've got a handful of properties, less than 100 properties that you're trying to skip trace, there is a free option that is pretty good. It's definitely not the best. It's definitely not as good as some of the paid options, but as a free option, this is a really good option if you have a very, very low budget. And the free option that I recommend is called True People Search. True People Search. And so True People Search is a free option. Literally, you can go to truepeoplesearch.com and you can type in the person's name, you can type in their city, state, zip code, and it will allow you to look up their potential contact information. Now, it's not 100% accurate. No skip tracing source is 100% accurate, but this is a good free option if you're looking for low volume skip tracing sources. The best low volume skip tracing source that I personally recommend, that I personally use in my business, is called Skip Genie. SkipGenie.com is by far the best low volume skip trace source, meaning under 100 records. If you're trying to skip trace a list of less than 100 records, or if you're trying to skip trace a couple of records at a time, such as like a driving for dollars list, or if you got a pre-foreclosure list that's a very small list, SkipGenie.com is an incredible low volume skip tracing source that I personally use. I've not found a better low volume skip tracing company than Skip Genie, and it's $58 per month, and that includes 100 records per month with that $58 per month. I'm going to include a link in the description down below. If you want to check out Skip Genie, you can go to the link that I'm going to include in the description down below. And it's an incredible low volume skip tracing source. Very, very high quality data that you receive from Skip Genie. Now, when you're talking about high volume skip tracing, when you're trying to get a bulk list skip traced, so anything above 100 records, I recommend Skip Matrix as the skip tracing company. Skip Matrix is the skip tracing company that I personally use for all of my skip tracing. And one of the things that I like about Skip Matrix is that the larger the list, the cheaper your price per record on the skip tracing. And so Skip Matrix, one of the reasons why I really, really like them is that they have a multiple layer skip tracing process. It's like a 3-tiered skip tracing process that produces some of the highest quality skip tracing data that I have ever used. And there are many, many benefits to this. Number one, you're going to get an extremely high hit rate, meaning 80 to 90% of the records that you submit for skip tracing, you're going to get contact information for. And they are some of the highest quality skip tracing records that I have personally used. We get an extremely high contact rate with them, and most of the records that they provide, most of the skip tracing data that they provide back is accurate, and it is accurate contact information. Well, there's several benefits to Skip Matrix. Another benefit to Skip Matrix is that they provide what's called a golden address to your properties. So there are properties that you may not even get a phone number for. You may not get an accurate phone number for, but they provide a golden address. And so you can actually utilize direct mail to go after these properties that are harder to get a hold of. And a golden address is an address that is the last known mailing address for this person that you're trying to contact. And so in situations where it's really hard to get a hold of somebody, or you're doing direct mail campaigns to that person, but you keep getting the mail sent back to you because you're mailing the wrong address. Well, a golden address is the last known mailing address that any mail provider has seen for this person. And so it is an extremely, extremely valuable piece of data that they provide to you. And Skip Matrix provides this piece of data for several of the records within any given skip tracing batch that you are skip tracing through them. And so just utilizing this one feature can make you significantly more money. If you just mailed the golden address portion of the list within Skip Matrix, you would make money from that list, just mailing that list. And these are people that are harder to contact. Most of the people on the golden address are not being contacted by like all of the other people who are doing direct mail, because the golden address is typically not the mailing address that's listed on the tax records whenever you look up the property owner on the tax records, which is why it's such a valuable piece of information. So that's another reason why I like Skip Matrix. And then one of the really big benefits to Skip Matrix is that they have the ability. So if you've ever pulled data from your county records, if you've ever gotten county records directly from your county or your city, and they submit the data to you or they send the data to you, and it's in a very rough, raw format, where you basically have to take that list and you have to go into now your county appraisal site. You have to go into the appraisal site and try to look up who the property owner is and match their address. Well, if you submit a raw list, so long as it is in a CSV file, if you submit that CSV file, even in a raw format, to Skip Matrix, so long as you have the property record locator code, so long as you have that code, you can submit that list to Skip Matrix, and they will actually format it for you and skip trace it for you for just a small fee. And they take care of all of that for you. Most of the time, if you're pulling records from the county and it's in the raw format, you have to have a VA that you pay to manually go through and scrub that data. And so it is a very valuable resource that Skip Matrix also provides. So Skip Matrix, guys, I can't say enough good things about them. Now, I also have a discount code that you can utilize to where you get 1 cent off per record. No matter the size of the list that you're pulling, you get a discount on the skip tracing data, and you can use the code REIGC. That stands for REI Game Changers, so REIGC. And you can use that code at Skip Matrix. I'll also include that in the comment section down below. And so, guys, these are the best skip tracing sources that I personally use in my multiple 7-figure real estate operation. This is what I recommend for all of my paid coaching clients to utilize as well. So if you like this video, if you enjoyed the content in this video, click the like button, click the subscribe button if you want to get notified with more content. And if you're looking for high quality skip tracing data, those are the best sources that I have found after testing dozens and dozens of companies. So go and utilize these inside of your business. Go make more money utilizing these skip tracing sources because they are the best of the best. And if you are looking for help scaling your real estate business and you're looking for a coach, a guide, mentor to work with you on a one-on-one basis to where we personally help you scale your company, put marketing systems, sales systems, help you put team members in place, then that is exactly what we do at REI Game Changers. So if you're looking for help scaling your business, you can click the link in the description down below where I will provide information on how you can get in contact with us if you're interested in having us help you scale your real estate company. And so, guys, if you like the content in this video, click the like button, click the subscribe button, And I look forward to seeing you guys soon.